Hey, so we all know that natural is better than synthetic. We know that, but do we know why we know it? And so I was doing a refresher for myself on some of the reasons why, and it's a very, very, very long list. But I want to talk about a couple of those key takeaways because I think it's going to help us in our wellness journey together and whatever that looks like for you in your life. But there's basically two different types, and this is basically a column A, column B of natural whole food derivatives, minerals, vitamins, things like that, versus the petroleum-based. A lot of people don't even know that, but the pharmaceutical industry is and has always been based on petroleum products. And what's the difference, and why should you care? Well, first of all, let's talk about some of the benefits, just to kind of touch on those and get those out of the way, of natural supplements. The thing about that is that they come from food, they come from nature, they're already in the form, believe it or not, it's not luck, but they're already in a form that your body can use. And so that's going to cause less bloating or gastric distress. It's going to be absorbed easily and readily. But beyond that, whenever you get these natural vitamins and minerals from nature, you actually get the cofactors with them. So many foods will have cofactors and enzymes. So not only are these foods programmed for your body to be healthy and healthful, but they also include a full spectrum of enzymes to help your body digest it, and cofactors in order to transport these nutrients directly into your body so that you can use them more efficiently. That's phenomenal. On the other side of that, in complete contrast, are going to be your petroleum-based pharmaceutical products. Now, these are obviously patentable. Nature's not patentable. That's the reason why you don't see these big companies out there touting vitamin C or zinc or magnesium or whatever the case might be. They just simply won't, because that's not how they make their billions. Not only that, but many people forget the fact that when you take petroleum-based products, you're actually depleting your body of any of the nutrients that it already currently has in your system. That's like a big, big double negative, because if you're swapping out one for the other, you're actually going to end up with less of what you need because you're taking these pharmaceutical type prescription drugs. Not only that, but what you're going to notice is the side effects are going to be outrageous. Now, when you encounter side effects, which they exist on natural type supplements, those side effects are actually just effects of the product. They're not going to damage your health, lower your quality of life, things like that. And what I mean is, if you accidentally take too much magnesium citrate, for example, you can find that in some laxative-based Metamucil type products. It's going to cause a laxative effect, but some people like that, and some people actually need that depending on what kind of a health ailment they're battling. This is not the case when it comes to pharmaceuticals. So they're going to deplete your body of essential nutrients. They're going to lower your quality of life because your health is going to be lowered, your energy levels are going to be lowered, but it's also going to just completely sink your existence to the bottom line, because, and many of us already intrinsically know this, but the reality and the truth is, they're not really treating the underlying condition, but they're actually treating the symptoms of that condition. So medicine, by and large, can really be distilled down into the mitigation of symptoms, and that's it. When you go to the doctor and you say, I have a headache, and they prescribe you aspirin, your body does not have an aspirin deficiency, believe it or not. So you don't actually need that aspirin. But when is the last time, and I know the answer to this, that you've ever been to the doctor or the emergency department or a stat care, and they've said, hey, tell me about your macronutrients. Are you getting enough antioxidants? How about the essential fatty acids? What kind of a spectrum of omega-3s and 6s are you getting in right now? That's never happened before, ever. And the reason why it's never happened is twofold. Is A, because they're not able to make profits or commissions off of telling you to go get some minerals and vitamins in your life. And number two, they don't receive any, and I don't mean a small amount, but they don't receive any formal education or schooling on nutrition while they're in medical school. So these doctors, and this is like an open secret basically, but these doctors will spend years of their life with their nose in a book, taking exams, going through these preliminaries and these clinicals until they show up and they finally get a degree, and then they get hired into a residency, and then they put their life on hold for a few years during residency until they can move up to being a doctor or a practitioner in their own practice. And then maybe years and years down the road, when they're out of debt, and they've gotten out of debt a little bit quicker because perhaps they've suggested some of these medications where they receive kickbacks and commissions, then and only then do they start to realize, hey, I could have been doing my patients a really, really great service by just giving them the fundamentals of health and how to achieve and then sustain that health. Well, it's not complicated, and I love these subjects and I love to research them, and I've really been involved in them for many years now, but really it just comes down to the basics. And it's taken me a long time to understand that the basics are so powerful. And when I say basics, I just mean the micro and macronutrients that your body thrives on, where you can truly feel a difference in your life, in the way that you think, in your clarity of thought, your energy levels when you wake up in the morning, and the ease of your body to actually go to sleep at night. And that would be things like zinc, magnesium, vitamin C. There are many, many others. But if you're looking for some of these counterparts that are going to be really, really helpful in your life, I would suggest Think Zinc Plus. It's a liquid-based supplement by a company called Biogenesis, and it's a laboratory. So there's a big research foundation to the company. They're not just guessing or taking inferior low-grade products and putting them into a capsule or a tablet. As a matter of fact, it's a liquid product. So it's completely absorbable and available to the body. It tastes great, and the dosages that it has per serving are significant. Or another way to describe that is therapeutic in dosage. So these clinically therapeutic ingredients are in the right doses, they're in the right forms, they're not going to cause the side effects that you can get from so many of these other medications. And it's going to allow the body to do what your body wants to do, which is heal, which is feel good. And so there's a cumulative effect that's really, really interesting when you're taking Think Zinc Plus, because it's going to be great from the first dose. The first week, you're going to feel it, but weeks 2, 3, and 4, something really happens to where your body just starts to click. And that's because that's how your body is supposed to function. 100 years ago, you could go to the grocery store and you could get produce and vegetables and lean beef cuts that would actually have all of these minerals in there, because the soil they grew the crops in were very rich, they were fertile, they had dense nutrients, they had the phosphorus, the calcium, the magnesium, everything like that. And all of the livestock, for the most part, before we became more industrialized, was from small family community-based local farms. And so the cows were rotated on different pastures every single day. They could actually eat the grass that was fortified with vitamins and nutrients from the sun, and then that would become part of the food supply chain. Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in anymore. So we basically always have to have our armor on, and the best armor that I've really found has been Think Zinc Plus. So check it out. You're going to be thankful that you did, because I know I am, and I really appreciate you guys checking this video out. Have a good one.